Hi guys, Captain of Tree. We're gonna talk about the movie I watched, Aquaman. Hope you enjoy. My opinions about the movie. I really liked the action, and the story was pretty good. Actually, if they had begun with this movie in the DC universe, maybe it would have saved it. But the DC universe is pretty much over by one director. I don't remember his name right now. The guy that did 300 anyway. Yeah, but that direct basically the DC universe is not exactly over, but this movie was good. Overall, this movie was good on its own, I will say. And I enjoyed the action. I also enjoyed the powers of Aquaman, which is Arthur. I think Arthur. I need to drink for a second. Anyway, I also enjoy the outfit design. And when I was watching in the movie theater, it kind of made sense, connection wise, that if this movie had come out before Justice League, maybe it would have connected a bit better to that movie. Maybe. Because they referenced it, they referenced this movie's, a bit of references from. Basically, I watched the movie Justice League, that one, and they referenced what happened in this movie a bit. So if this movie had come out before that, it would have been much better. Just saying, but anyway, I enjoyed the design of the armor of the Atlanteans and the Aquaman's armor, and I enjoyed the gladiatorial arena in the movie. And that was a battle between Arthur and, spoiler warning, between Arthur and his little brother, so to speak. Or was it no, his bigger brother, King King Orn. Also, I also enjoyed what was it more? I also enjoyed the two villains in this movie, which was one of them is the one I'm not gonna say anything, so I don't spoil for anyone. Anyway, so I like the gladiatorial arena if we go back to there, and I liked it. It was pretty cool. It was like a bit like it reminded me like Rome gladiators type of thing, except in the water, and it's a bit of a combination. I actually remember the combination between I think the Little Mermaid, depending on the style. The style of the armor is a bit like the Little Mermaid type of style of city on the water, and they're super advanced. I like the advanced technology that they had in this movie, pretty good. The effects of the technology was pretty good. I like the actors in this movie, pretty good. I like the actor that what was that guy? Oh, now I remember. I like that actor that tutored our main protagonist, or basically was his second father, so to speak. And I forgot to mention, yes, I'm jumping around in the movie a bit here, alright? So I'm jumping back to the beginning. So in the beginning, I enjoyed where they basically established our main protagonist's father and his mother, which was the Queen of Atlantis. Yes, good. And I really liked the romance. It was pretty good. She was from another world, and she almost wanted to eat. Not eat exactly, but she was injured, and our main protagonist's father, which is his biological father, I don't remember his name, but it's a very famous actor that plays the lad. My throat again. That plays the father. Very famous actor, and he is the light guard at the house. Pretty nice. And she basically didn't. It's a pretty cute when she didn't understand that there was a lighthouse. Though to be fair, the mother of Aquaman has lived in royalty for a long time, so it makes sense. And it was kind of interesting how they put in some interesting nature things in this movie as well. They put in like I'm jumping in. I'm jumping around in the movie a bit here. But they basically put in when Aquaman, spoiler warning, when Aquaman gets captured by his brother, his older brother. His older brother talks about, what the surface people have done, which is basically pollute the oceans like stupid, which is actually happening in real life. So it's kind of a good message, kinda. But also, I think it's a bit of a douche idea of his bigger brother, like, yeah, just destroy 500 warships, that will suffice. And I'm like, seriously, you're a moron. The guy is not a moron, but he's smart, but he's charismatic, to be fair. The villain, I enjoy both of the villains here in this movie. I enjoy the first villain that Aquaman technically by the comics makes, or by this movie accidentally makes, or basically makes because, hmm. Anyway, I don't remember exactly that part. But anyway, I like the other villain, which is um, the other villain was actually the brother as well. Yes, the other villain. Anyway, I said spoiler warning before, so did I say spoiler warning before? Yes, good. So now you know. Anyway, I enjoyed this movie, and I enjoyed the relationship between, if we go back to the father and mother of Aquaman, I enjoyed the relationship. It was a bit funny. I actually remembered, like, I think it was an anime that I watched before that had a type of relationship like that. Fish out of water thing. Fish out of water. And it was kind of cute. She was almost trying to eat the dog. And I was like, oh no, 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 don't eat the dog. And she didn't, of course. And then she basically got captured by the water people later on. Yeah, anyway, I'm jumping around in this movie, alright? Don't judge me. I enjoyed this movie anyway. It was pretty funny. It had some funny moments. And I need to check that movie again because I need to check the jokes. The mother, what was the name, damn it? Atlanta, yes, Atlanta. Thank you. Thank you, my co pilot. Anyway, so basically, Atlanta gets, Aquaman and yada yada. And she goes away and she gets captured. And later on, Aquaman gets trained by the teacher. I like the teacher in this movie. The teacher in this movie was a very famous actor, isn't it? The guy that teaches Aquaman. Yes, Vulko. I like him. He's pretty cool. He's pretty badass, actually. He basically mopped the floor with Aquaman when he was a young boy. In training, of course. Though, to be fair, I could also feel like, the trainer, if we go to him now, that he feels a bit of guilt to not tell Aquaman the truth and stuff. And I can understand that. So, if we go back to a bit later into the movie, he basically, does his hero saving. And, oh, that's in the beginning. Yeah, I forgot to mention that one as well. So, we basically go forward in the beginning where Aquaman beats the shit out of a lot of pirates after the pirates killed a lot of innocent submarine people that worked on the submarine. They got slaughtered. Not good. Anyway, Aquaman basically beat the shit out of them with a door of the submarine. The submarine's small door you get in there? He basically used it as a shield and threw it in the shield like there, like boom, and the guy like, oh my god! And the other guy is like, oh my god, not Steve, not Kevin. And the other guy's like, no, not Kevin, no! And he gets knocked out like, oh my fucking god, no! Poof! Knocked by Aquaman there and flamed there, and basically Aquaman had it like, they were small potatoes, they were nothing. They were like, just move your way, and they're like shooting him, and he's like, did that hurt me? Nothing. And he's like, I'm gonna have fun with you. I'm not saying it in a. Nah. He's basically, I'm gonna have fun. The actor that plays Aquaman? Pretty good job. One thing I will say, one saving grace that was in the Justice League movie, in my opinion, was the Aquaman bit. It was when he was sitting on the lasso of truth. I'm just going into another movie, sorry, but It was when he was sitting on the lasso of truth, and he was saying, "I'm too young to die, damn it! I want to do shit." So who's the Aquaman voice actor again? I need to remember that.
Jason Momoa.
Jason
Momoa. Momoa.
Momoa, yes. Jason Momoa. Pretty good job. Pretty good job. Great. You did really good, man. Seriously, he did really good. It was like, "I'm gonna have fun with you," and every bad guy is like, "Oh fuck, we're screwed. Fuck this." And they're shooting, and then he's like taking it like this. Nothing. And one thing that I liked in the movie that they changed, that certain tropes do with hero story origin movies, is that they have another fight up on the surface. You know, our main protagonist went to a bar with his father and talked about what he did about saving the submarine and stuff. And I like that Aquaman in this movie has a bit of reflection guilt. It was like, he left our first villain, which I'm gonna say now. Sorry for jumping around in this video, I know. But anyway, I really enjoyed the movie anyway. As you can say, just 1 second. There we go. Needed to drink a bit and take my breath. Anyway, so we meet the first villain, the true villain in my opinion, and the villain that, spoiler warning. I gave a spoiler warning now. No, I gave a spoiler warning anyway. The villain that I think is the true villain is the evil. What is he called again? Oh, Manta. Yes, the evil Manta. And we meet his father. Pretty interesting story. His grandfather was in World War II. Were special divers for the Allies. I think it was. Yes, he was a special diver for the Allies. I like this backstory. So in this movie, they gave a bit of time to the other villain or to the first villain. But unfortunately, the first villain got basically shoved to the side. Maybe to the next movie. Hopefully, they do a next movie. And I enjoyed the villain. Pretty good. Pretty cool. And I understand his motivations. Also, Aquaman saved a lot of people. Whoops. Oops. Anyway, Aquaman saved a lot of people, a lot of the people in submarine. But of course, the son of the father of the Manta, or Manta himself, attacked Aquaman and like, "Oh, I'm trying to kill you." And basically, it's interesting that Manta actually knows about Aquaman's heritage. He knows about the Atlanteans. Pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. So I also like the architecture of this movie as well. The Greek and the futuristic technology architecture combined with, you know, old, um, you know, old Greek and old architecture and stuff. And I liked Manta's father actually. He was pretty interesting. He was like, "I don't take shit," but he was like also like, "Yeah, if I'm gonna die, you're not gonna die, so I'm gonna kill myself to do it much easier for you." He basically plugged a pin on himself. But it's better to do it much easier for you instead of your son insisting on trying to get you when you're pretty much. One thing I must be like thinking is or those people on YouTube that I watch for the most part, how it should have ended. I hope they do a video on this. Please do a video, or maybe have you done it already? Question mark. Anyway, it's a pretty stupid one. Stupid thing where the father died of was basically getting stuck by a missile. What are those things that are inside of a submarine again? Oh, missile torpedoes. He got stuck on one of those. Yay! Not fun. Though to be fair, Aquaman feels regret for this. I forgot to mention that part again. Or I did, but I forgot to end it. End the mentioning anyway. Hope you enjoyed the video. So basically, Aquaman feels guilt about it, and though to be fair, he didn't feel guilt in the beginning, which is a bit ironic, because that's gonna bite him in the ass. He said, they were murderers, they were pirates, they were futuristic pirates, modern pirates anyway, modern pirates in the sea. So, one fitting line it should be, the pirate life for me. No pirate life for me. Actually, with Manta's capabilities, I know he's a villain, but he could do better. Though, to be fair, when you're pretty pissed off a grudge, you don't give up that grudge pretty easily, do you?
Mm.
Anyway, I really enjoyed the bar scene in the movie. I forgot to mention that one. No, I mentioned it, but hope you enjoy the video anyway. But I mentioned it. So my conclusion in that one is that it talks about his father with his father, which I don't remember the name right now of. Damn it.
Yeah.
The biological father.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Thank you. Anyway, so he talks with Tom and he basically says, his father's hears it in the news that, oh, Aquaman.
Tom.
Yes,
Okay.
this guy. Anyway, this guy. Anyway, you cannot see the name right now, but it's very bright. Let me see. Can I get closer? There we go. This guy. Anyway. So thank you. Anyway, so he basically talks to him and he discovers, he knows it already because the news said some man named Aquaman saved the whole submarine, and he's like, good job, son. Anyway, and then we see some stereotypical or very stereotypical attacking type of bullies that I assumed were bullies. Actually, I forgot to mention that were bikers from the same village or the same town he lives in. But instead, they wanted to do this. They wanted to do, can I take a photo with you? And they're like, all right, it's fun. And then they're being drunk in a bar fight. But it's interesting. The thing that I liked about it is that I, in my mind, subjected to myself thinking, oh, it's gonna be another fight with some guys in a motorcycle jackets, that a typical bar fight in hero movies, in an origin movie. Anyway, But interesting diversion. What do you think? It's a nice thing. It shows that he's very local with the locals. That he's very good with the locals. He lives with them. So what do you think? Was it a bit fun? Like he's like, can we take a selfie together, please? He's like, can I take a selfie? He was like prepared. Like, oh, are you gonna fight? It was like Aquaman was like, are you prepared? He's like taking out something out of his jacket like this, and he's like, are you prepared? And he's like, I'm prepared to fight because he assumed there was be a fight. But in reality, it was, can I take a selfie with you, please, now? And he's like, yeah, all right. And I'm like, didn't expect that one. I like the wife of Aquaman, Mira, pretty good. I like the story. It was like a treasure hunt a bit, pretty interesting. Also, I like that I just 1 second. I need to drink again because I need to remember. But anyway, it was basically like that. What was it? Yes, that in one of the places they needed to go to get the MacGuffin or to get the objective to continue the story or basically to defeat Aquaman's brother in a king challenge, they need to get the true trident spear, which is a legend, and he's like saying, that's a legend for kids, that's not ever true. And in reality it's true. So shit. But what I like about this Aquaman, he's very charming, he's very charismatic. Also, he is not a douchebag to women. That's good. That's very good. He's like, nope, I'm not gonna help you. And then she's like, yep, you're gonna help me. I saved your dad from drowning in a tsunami. God damn it, a tsunami coming in like this. And that was after the bar, so yeah. Also, it was pretty badass how they used the powers in this movie with Aquaman's powers. Aquaman's, talking to fish. That joke, he talks to fish. It's pretty much a bit, the joke has been not eliminated, but more pushed aside like this, pushed aside like this. No. And he uses telepathy or some form of some form of telekinesis. You know, he controls us with his hands and like does some form of connection with the sea creatures in his brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some form of telepathy, cool thing. It kind of works, and it makes more sense instead of talking to the fish, because then it's a bit like, why are you talking to the fish? Though it's a bit of a funny joke, but anyway, I like the armor design in this movie as well. Also, I forgot to mention that the people of the people of the land or the people of the sea, they don't care about privacy for any goddamn person in. I think it was. I think they were. Where did they go? Italy or something? Some place in. Oh, it was Greece. They went to Greece. So Aquaman is like, sorry, lady, when they were fighting against the, you know, against the jerk Aquaman, against the jerk guards of the Atlantis city that was controlled by our main protagonist's brother. That was an asshole, a bit. And he was like, I'm sorry, lady, for destroying your house. And she's like, okay, fine. And pretty cool, pretty cool fight scenes. Pretty cool idea with. I really like the scene where Mira was basically, fighting because she was fighting inside of a. What was that? Oh, a wine cellar, a wine area. Anyway, a wine place where you buy wine and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to explain. So she basically used all the wine, break every goddamn glass in the room, and used it as freaking ice spears. And like, shing! Oh, icicles.
Mm-hmm.
And basically use them as like water icicles and like stab the guys. And the guy's like, oh my fucking god, no, Jeffrey, no, don't get stabbed, no. And he got like, yeah, she was pissed. Though to be fair, she was basically, yeah. I forgot to mention that we will do a second part of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I really enjoyed the design of the guards, of the Atlantean guards. Pretty cool, futuristic tech.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how the hell did Mira know all the weaknesses out of the guards? Oh wait, it makes sense. She has been in Atlantis a long time, so it makes sense. I already answered my question. But anyway, it was pretty interesting how the mechanics were because they were like here, the neck, here, the back of the head, a water filter, a place where you put a lot of water in. So basically, the suit is a water suit for the guys to survive
Mm-hmm.
because they cannot survive on land. Yikes! Not good. And we also met the three other kings. One of the kings looked more mermaid-like, actually. Pretty cool design. Second rule in a kingdom: you never let the goddamn daughter of a king rule after the king gets killed. Not a good idea. Just a saying, not a good idea. But anyway, what was I again? We will do a second part of this video. Hope you enjoy. Second part will come out tomorrow or next time. Goodbye. At Wiedersehen. And I will give my score next time. Goodbye.